And we're live. Welcome everybody to the Mr. Postman podcast. I'm Trevor Thelen of the Mr. Postman podcast, and I got here with me my brother, who is goes by Cashew Gaming on YouTube. We'll be referring to him as Cashew this whole thing. So welcome.
How's it going, everybody?
So I should say, I just started this podcast. I've got a lot of actually pretty decent interest from people. I posted on my Facebook. I know I want to, because I grew up kind of in the music scene ever since I was like 16, and I've got a lot of people that I feel like I could get on the show and actually interview, and I think it'd be kind of fun. So that is pretty fun. So let's get into it. Saints Row has just been confirmed. You want to talk about that at all?
They announced a new Saints Row game. There's pretty much not much said about it. They announced a new Saints Row game, and it's pretty far in development. That's pretty much about it, though. It's the only thing I've said about it.
Have you ever played Saints Row at all?
Oh yeah, I've played all of them.
You played all of them?
Yeah.
Huh. I think I've played once, maybe twice. Like that was about it. I know I've seen
1, 2, 3, and 4.
I played the most recent one. I know when I was living.
Superhero one.
I don't even know. I literally.
What did you play?
I don't know.
What was it like?
I played for like 5 minutes.
What was it? Could you like fly and stuff in that one?
I think so.
In Saints Row 4, I think it was Saints Row 4. You had like superpowers and stuff, and like you could like fly. You could do like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that was it.
And then
okay, yeah, that was
Saints Row 3 was basically Saints Row 4 without superpowers. And Saints Row 4 was just like Saints Row 3, but with superpowers, basically, because they rushed the game super fast. And
I could tell.
It used literally the same. They used the same map. It used the same everything. It used the same map. They updated the map and everything. It was a lot more like futuristic and stuff, but like mainly it was the same exact map, like identical. They just added onto the map, and then that was pretty much about it. There was a whole new story. There was a whole new story and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean I know a lot of video games do that, but I think video games have gotten super lazy in the last few years with reusing things.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty.
Not even Call of Duty, like Fallout.
Fallout especially. Fallout has been Fallout 4 for a long time.
Yep.
I mean, okay, and before that.
I mean, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas were pretty much the same game.
It was the same game.
Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 are pretty much the same thing. Like they run on like the same engine. They look pretty much identical. So hopefully the next Fallout's a completely different thing.
To be fair, they did get a new map. So in a way,
yeah, but like it's still like the same HUD. It's the same like gunplay. Like everything was identical to Fallout 4. They just copied and pasted it over.
And it was fun still, but still very lazy. And that's kind of what a lot of video games have become. And not just fighting video games, but sports video games have been the same way.
Yep,
They've been that way for years. I mean, I can't remember the last time a Madden game was really any different. Other than a few small minor details, the graphics are very similar throughout, I don't know, the last 3 years or so.
I mean, it's pretty much the same game. Every sports game, it's just the same thing every single year. Like Call of Duty, you can mix it up. There's different things you can do in it. But with sports games, I really just don't see that. It's like the same thing. You're just playing football. You're just playing baseball. Like, how can you make a new baseball game every single year? It just makes no sense to me. And it's like the highest selling game every year. Like, did you hear about the news with the new NBA? NBA 20K or whatever it's called? For the first time ever, they're introducing female I think it's WNBA.
Well, why haven't they been doing that, though?
And everybody's pissed about it.
Well, they should get their own game.
Yeah, they shouldn't even get their own game. Like, everybody's just pissed about it because, like...
Well, if that's what they want, if they want to have a WNBA game, and if they have gauged enough interest to have that, then shouldn't they just have their own game? Because, I mean, college football and Madden have their own game. You wouldn't make a college football game outside of Madden.
Realistically, who's going to buy a game like that? There's not that big of an audience, too. That's the thing.
Well, exactly. But that's...
Like, if you're going to buy a girls' basketball game, you're just basically buying a basketball game, but you're playing as a female character. So what one do you want? Do you want NBA where you play as a guy, or do you want W, or whatever it's called, the girl one?
Yeah.
And you play as a girl.
That's where it gets really tricky because
It's like literally the same game. Like it's
it does get really tricky because of the society we live in now, where everybody has to be included, and I guess that's fair. But if their whole thing is profits, they don't care about anything else. They want money, especially EA. EA, I don't know if that's an EA. You said 2K, right? So that's not EA, but
no, it's 2K.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's the thing, but I think they have to worry about lawsuits at this point, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. If that's what they want to do, that's what they can do, but then they're going to have to see if that's going to sell. 50 years ago, actually a few days ago, 50 years ago, you know what happened 50 years ago?
Abbey Road picture was taken?
Yep, Abbey Road by the Beatles, which me and Cash are huge Beatles fans, and that's gonna become pretty apparent here because we're gonna talk about the Beatles for a second. So, Abbey Road was a good album, a really good album.
Yeah, one of the best albums.
I would argue that, yeah, definitely in my top 3 for the Beatles. It was very interesting because of the medley at the end, where they had
the end.
Yeah, where they had all those songs that carried into each other. It's not something that was huge at the time, if it really was at all. I can't say for sure now. I wasn't born in the 60s, but it was very interesting, and they were all written apart from each other by other musicians. Like John had written one, Paul had written one, and it would go back and forth. So Abbey Road was definitely very interesting, and it wasn't even everything it could have been, because people might even argue that
Yoko Ono.
Yeah, so that's, who knows what it could have been, because I know you talked about that a lot.
It could have been huge. It could have been. They could have had probably like 20 more songs, and you never know. They probably could have kept doing it, but Yoko Ono was at every single one of the recording sessions, and she was just sitting there. Like John Lennon made a bed for her there when she was sick one time, so he could watch over her. But I guarantee you, she just like ruined all, like, the vibes there, all like the Beatles' emotions, everything. It just didn't make them want to even make more music just because she was there. They just wanted to get it over with, just so they didn't have to see Yoko. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. Well, I mean, if you look at the old interviews compared to the new interviews with Paul talks a lot about how Yoko didn't ruin the Beatles.
Yeah, she probably did, honestly.
She probably did.
He's just defending her.
Well, it's...
He probably just doesn't want to spark a bunch of controversy.
Well, that, and John was his best friend for a really long time, and I know that when he died, they had actually made up for the most part, and it's been super hard on Paul. You can tell in interviews even today that I feel like he's come to terms with it now, but it's still like your best friend gets shot, and that's just... I don't know, how do you even deal with that? And, but to be fair, Yoko probably did have a huge part. I know that the Beatles probably weren't going to keep going forever.
But they probably would have still kept going. They probably would have made another album after that, another album after that. They could have kept going all the way up into the 80s, the 90s. They could still be going right now. You never know.
Yeah. Well, and that's a huge possibility, because bands like The Who, Pink Floyd to an extent, because I don't know how much Pink Floyd plays, to be honest. Queen is still going even after Freddie Mercury died.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Adam Lambert is their new singer now. Which, they don't make new music. It's not Queen. It's Queen with Adam Lambert. That's how they project. That's how they say it. So they're just
like singing their old songs.
Yeah, it's Queen. It's everybody in Queen minus Freddie Mercury, which is Queen, obviously. So that's, I don't know. I never feel the need to want to go to a Queen concert.
You don't think so?
When Freddie Mercury was alive, of course.
Yeah.
That's different. But if
there's no Freddie Mercury there, then there's no point of going.
And I love Queen, but I don't think Adam Lambert does a good job. There are so many other guys out there that could have done Queen.
Yeah, I don't even know who Adam is, to be honest.
He was on American Idol, I'm pretty sure. And he's a pop singer. I'm sure you've heard his songs. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm not a pop guy. Well, I don't mind pop music, obviously, but yeah, I'm not a huge Adam Lambert fan at all. And he is gay, and I feel like that's part of why they chose him. I'm serious. I think it is. I think it was a huge thing for the LGBT community to have Adam Lambert be the new singer because he is gay, and so was Freddie Mercury, and that was a huge thing for Queen.
Freddie Mercury was gay?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury was gay.
He was gay the whole entire time?
I mean, he definitely had girlfriends from time. He was, I guess, what people would know now as bisexual.
Oh, I did not know he was gay, to be honest.
Really?
I had no idea.
That's like a huge thing. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how. I feel like I did know that. I'd never even heard about that, though, to be honest.
We've got someone just messaged me actually, so I'm gonna read this right on the podcast. If you guys don't know, of course, like I said earlier, I've been in the music business for a while, and I'll just randomly come across bands. There's this band that me and Doug were both in 125 and I Love You, and we are Doug somehow found these guys. They're called Of Clarity, and I don't know how he found them, but we kind of just go on their thing, and just every time they make a post, we gotta go on there and say something stupid. So, awesome. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard, Of Clarity has a new song out, so I can't play it on here. I don't want to get in trouble with copyright, but if you guys want to, I'll link that down in the description below. So that's pretty cool. You guys got some free advertising. That's some pretty good timing to message me right now. All right.
Free advertising, just find out when we're recording these podcasts, and might be able to get your message read.
Yeah. No, that's actually probably true.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
And if you guys want to be on the podcast, I'll be making an email for this. YouTube. This will be going on the YouTube. We don't have the video for it, but eventually we're going to have video. This is basically a test run of it. And we would like to get a bunch of people on here.
Gotta get Doug Fox up in here. You gotta get, Jaden Anthony would be a good one.
Oh man, speaking of Jaden Anthony, no, just kidding. So I did want to touch on this. I know we were both talking about this earlier. The whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. Everybody has probably heard about this. Jeffrey Epstein had this huge millionaire, billionaire, whatever you want to call him. He had his own private jet and his own private island where he essentially just raped kids, and he got thrown in jail for it. Obviously, it's almost crazy how people can get away with stuff like that for years.
It's because they got a lot of money.
Oh yeah, that's of course that's it. But it's just nuts that just you would think. Well, obviously it did happen, but how long it was.
I feel like none of those. Like, what do those kids do? They don't just go and tell their parents what just happened.
No. I mean, what do you do?
No sense.
I don't know.
Like, I feel like if you were if you had any sense, I feel like it'd be the first thing you would do. If you were,
but they are kids, So then that's the fucked up thing is this. He's like, there's just no way to justify anything he did. But obviously, if you've been watching the news, Jeffrey Epstein is presumed dead. I don't know if they ever even said anything about a body or anything. It's super. There's a huge conspiracy about it, and rightfully so. Because look at all the names connected to Jeffrey Epstein. We got Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, and they're both being really kind of weird about it. I know Trump said something. I don't think Bill Clinton said anything.
Bill Clinton's probably behind it all.
Well, I would imagine he has a lot to do with it, and I can't say that he did it, but anybody that will not talk about something like that, you got to assume they're innocent in some way or another. And it's really messed up. And to look back at all the Clinton scandals over the years, and plus, and I can't really say much about the Donald Trump thing because he did say that he hasn't talked to him in years. So who knows if he's even connected, but because I haven't read too much into it. Really don't know a lot about the situation, but I mean, it's just crazy. Years ago, you would never hear about something like some president had some scandal like this. The closest thing you ever got was Watergate, and that was nowhere near this. And people are, it seems like this is huge. And in 2019, it's not as big of news, as it would be in the 60s or 70s. I mean, could you imagine this happened to, instead of Watergate happening to Nixon, this happened to Nixon? People would have lost it. It's just like the society we live in these days is kind of crazy that
Times have changed.
Times have changed in good ways and sometimes very bad ways. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of nuts to me. We've got two ways to go. We could either go in a very positive way or we can go in a very negative direction. Which one do you want to choose?
I should go in a positive way.
Okay. Let's talk about positivity.
Let's talk about the harrowing elephant in Sri Lanka. Looking at this picture right here, it's a super skinny elephant. It's a 70-year-old elephant that works on a parade in Sri Lanka. I don't know how to pronounce his name. His name is I don't know, how do you pronounce that?
Where is he at? Takiri?
Takiri or something.
Takiri? Yeah. That's nuts, man. I'll have to link this too. When you first showed me this, I thought it was, for one, either like a woolly mammoth.
Yeah, I thought it was like a preserved animal.
It looks like a preserved animal. The fact that this thing is alive is nuts. Oh, it's 70 years old. Wow. That's old.
So he was born in like the 50s, right? Somewhere. No. Yeah.
Let's do the math.
50, I think, right?
Well, how old? Okay, so how old is
I mean, you got to think. The Beatles are 80. The Beatles were, I think, in the 60s. They were like 20 when they were...
1949, 1950.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the Beatles were born probably around World War II time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They were probably... I think they were born, like, right after World War II.
Right after or right at the very end?
I wonder if they know anything about their childhood. Like, if there was any, like... Like, I wonder if, like, after World War II, if, like, 2 years have went by, like, I wonder if there was still noticeable damage.
You'd have to think so.
Especially, like, you just look at, like, the bombed out, city buildings and stuff. And it's just, like, everything's just completely destroyed. Like, I don't even know the first thing you do.
Yeah, what is the first thing you...
I mean, like, 2 years later, it's, like, brand new. Not even 2 years later. Like, 5 years later, it doesn't look like anything happened. It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's... I mean, that's what money will do. If you have enough money, you can get that stuff done. And it's just... It's crazy how easy it is to rebuild after something like that. I mean, look at, like, Hiroshima.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's just like a huge... I don't even know, how big was that bomb? Like...
I mean, it was
like miles and miles and miles just destruction. There was like 300,000... Was it? I don't know. How many people did die? I'm gonna look that up.
I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly how big the bomb was.
I'm gonna look up how big...
And it's not even the biggest bomb that the world's ever dropped. I mean, there's plenty of bigger bombs. That's the nuts thing, is that it could have been bigger than that.
There was Little Boy and there's Little Boy and Fat Man.
Yeah. And that's crazy. I mean, do you think that would ever happen again?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a bomb right outside of South Carolina in the ocean, like...
I mean, purposely, though.
I don't even think it's that far. It's not even purposely. It's on accident.
No, I know, but I'm saying, do you think
they dropped it on accident, and there's just a nuke sitting at the bottom of the ocean?
Right, and I'm talking. Do you think that in the next few years, if tensions rose, do you think someone would consider dropping a nuclear bomb?
Mm-hmm.
And who do you think it would be?
Trump.
I could see it. I could see Trump doing that.
I mean, you can nuke areas that wouldn't make that big of a difference. So you can nuke North Korea. There's like nothing there. Who cares? Like, what's coming out of North Korea that like people need? Nothing.
True, but there's also the fact that you got to think of all the people there.
Well, you got to think in World War II, the Americans. I mean, pretty much
things have changed the way we fight wars.
500,000 people in like a minute.
Yeah, things have changed. They would never do that now. They would have to really think about it.
Could you imagine if you like nuked a city now? Could you imagine if you nuked like
New York or something?
Not even
like that'd be nuts.
Yeah, that would be like
that would
Hiroshima was basically like New York getting nuked.
Yeah, no, and it was. I mean, maybe
imagine New York getting
even if it wasn't New York, even if it was just Philadelphia, it's just like, could you imagine a major U.S. city getting nuked today?
Yeah, and it'd just be completely destroyed.
It would be crazy. You would probably know people that were there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it would kill so many people too. It'd be nuts.
I mean, the nuclear bombs, especially of today, we don't know some of the stuff they have, I'm sure. I mean, there's stuff that probably haven't even tested that are bigger than that Tsar bomb.
Oh yeah,
and that thing was huge. Can you imagine? I don't even know.
I mean, they could have made it bigger, but like the thing with the plane, like they could only drop it from, so high or whatever.
Yeah, because it's going to kill a pilot.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's a suicide. Well, not today would be different. I'm sure you could get some type of fighter jet to drop something and get out of there because it moves at the speed of sound.
Yeah, I'm sure you could do something like that now. I guarantee you. I mean,
you could probably.
You could just put a, you could literally just, strap a rocket to it.
Could be a guided missile.
Yeah, you could strap a rocket to it.
Which, North Korea has actually been working on. But you know that America and Russia and China probably all already have that technology.
Like if NASA can launch, huge ass spaceship in the, in space.
Hundreds of thousands of miles away and hit the target exactly.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I think we can, we could blow up a city.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could tell why do you want to blow up a city? But it does. It takes someone that would have to be pretty close to evil. I could see Trump doing it.
I could see Trump doing it too.
I mean, I could see. Honestly, we've been lucky we haven't had another major conflict with Trump in office, just being the way he is. Because maybe he could intimidate some people, but it's just a matter of time before Trump meets his match and he starts a huge conflict, which he hasn't, which is shocking. Does that shock you that he hasn't started a huge war?
Oh, Trump?
Yeah, like...
Oh, yeah.
He's someone that
almost did.
Well, yeah, he almost... Yeah, plenty of times, I'm sure, with all the North Korea meetings.
Speaking of Trump, I just saw this thing right here. 135,000 people signed a petition to rename Fifth Avenue in front of Trump Tower, Obama Avenue. They're trying to change Fifth Avenue to Obama Avenue.
That's kind of funny.
I mean, it's in front of Trump Tower.
Me, personally, I'm not an Obama or Trump supporter. I'm very in the middle. I'm not a huge political guy anymore. I used to be, but now it's kind of annoying with all the things I have going in my life. I don't need another stupid annoyance like that. But that's kind of funny how the liberals and the conservatives just go at each other. They don't even care if it makes sense. Because they weren't gonna name that street Obama Street or Obama Avenue.
Oh no! If
it wasn't for Trump.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Trump, it's just because Trump Tower's there. It's the only reason.
Politics make grown adults act like little children. I mean, it's true. I don't like getting political arguments with people because, for one, you're not gonna change their mind, and two, even if you did change their mind, what does it even really matter? And yeah, I don't know. We got someone taking pictures.
No, Doug sent me a Snapchat. He said, "Gee, want to see something badass?" I sent him a picture of us doing the podcast, and we're gonna see what Doug sent us, everybody.
Yeah,
we're gonna show it on the podcast. Oh, Doug just sent me a picture of 2 keys. Check out them keys. That's pretty badass. Doug sent me a picture of 2 cats, everybody. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty badass.
That is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think with the whole naming a street Obama Avenue, you would think that with him being the first black president, that they'd want to honor him in some way rather than just use him to be petty.
Put him on the dollar bill.
I don't think any modern president belongs on the dollar bill. Not for a long time until you can see what they're.
Did you imagine Obama on the dollar bill?
I think they wanted.
Just like you pull up to McDonald's, going to the dollar menu, you just hand him an Obama bill.
I think
get a double cheeseburger. That'd be sweet.
It's too polarizing. People would start burning money. That's a good idea. We should put Trump on one and then Obama on the other, and then let them go at it, burn the money up, and then
Trump on one side, Obama on the other.
Inflation's gone. That's proper science right there, everyone. Economics 101. I don't know if that's I don't know if that would work. No, I don't. Speaking of putting people on money, are there really any people in the society that belong on a dollar that's actually from America? I mean, I could put a Beatle on a dollar.
Oh yeah, I could put. Oh,
if you live in England,
could you imagine like the 1, 5, 10, and 20?
Well, just think about how weird that is.
4 Beatles. That's what they should do in. That's what they should do in, not in London, in Britain.
Yeah. No. They should.
They should literally change the currency.
They're the biggest
be
band.
The Beatles.
They're the biggest band in the world.
Yeah.
In Liverpool, he goes over. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Paul McCartney did the whole car karaoke thing. They did a private concert in Liverpool, and it was obviously set up and everything. But it was just people freak out. Still to this day, this guy's 70-something years old, and what you ever think about how weird it is that politicians are on money?
Huh?
Politicians are on money. People, I mean, presidents are on money.
Oh yeah.
Why not popular figures in society? Like, okay, we do have Ben Franklin, and we do have, the occasional non-president on some type of currency, but they're mostly political. Ben Franklin was political. You don't see someone what American hero that's not political would you put on the dollar?
I can think of one. I'm not gonna say it on the podcast, but his name starts with a G. But
he's Canadian.
He's Canadian too, yeah. But I don't know who can you think of?
That's tough.
I'm trying to think.
Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen. No, because some of those no one's gonna agree with. I mean, there's not been.
You gotta get like 8 thoughts on the $20 bill.
Hey, you might as well. America's pretty much a joke anyway. You might as well just put 8 thoughts on the dollar bill. We'll put Joe Rogan on there.
Joe Rogan on the $100
John
bill.
Daly, true golf hero. Remember talking about John Daly the other day?
John Daly and the $50 bill. He's like the picture. It's not even his face. It's just him with a golf club. Just like the
hitting off a beer can.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Could you imagine if it was like the whole bill? It wasn't like a face portrait. It was just like a straight. It was like a normal bill and everything, but it was like a full body picture of him with like a golf club about to hit a Busch Light, like a crushed up Busch Light bottle.
That'd be worth it. I mean, I think America should pay for the copyright so they can use John Daly and a Busch Light can.
That would be awesome. Honestly,
I did that once. One time I was golfing, and I said, you know what, John Daly can do it. I can do it. So I drank a beer. As soon as I drank it, I put it down, put a golf ball on top of it. I drove it 250 yards. I shit you not.
Really?
Well, I think it's a lot to do with the fact that there's no resistance. It's not. You're not hitting anything else. You just hit it, and it's super high off the ground, so you get a ton of air.
Was it empty?
Yeah.
You hit it 250 meters.
Yards.
Or yards.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's ridiculous.
Well, because, I mean, I killed it. I was like, usually, I think the furthest drive I've had is probably around 280, 300, which is super far.
I can't imagine an empty can going that far.
No, not the can, the ball.
Oh, it was a ball.
You put the ball on top of it.
Oh, my, I thought you hit the can.
I tried it twice.
Like, I thought you actually hit
no.
the
Like 250-yard
That's
can.
what I was
Can you
thinking.
imagine? Oh, my God. No, I hit the ball off of the can.
That is ridiculous.
I've seen people drive a ball 400 yards.
Yeah, get a hole.
I think with driving records, because there's people that literally get a driver and a ball that are specifically made to go 400 plus yards, and they have these driving competitions, and these guys just smack that ball, and they and you can see they're buff, they're big buff dudes, probably like 300 pounds of pure muscle, just yeet right up the. They literally take their club and hit it as hard as possible to where you'd think that the guy might have pulled a muscle in his back and it just goes 500 yards somehow. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. I agree.
I can almost not even hit half of that.
Trying to find some stuff we could talk about right now.
We got a few things here. You want to talk about those ocean surface garbage bins?
Oh yeah, I seen something on Reddit today. I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but basically it was like they had like these trash cans in the middle of the ocean, and they had them all scattered around. And basically trash would just like float into them, and it had like a big collection thing at the bottom, and trash would just float into them, and they would just collect trash, and somebody would go pick them up. It was like a way to clean up trash from the oceans.
I could see that going.
It's a pretty
really
good
wrong.
idea.
It is a good idea. I could see that going really wrong with catching animals in there.
Oh yeah, probably fish and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know.
It is at the top, But there's probably small animals that probably get caught in that.
I mean, it's just a fish, though. Like, it's
Just
not
a
really that big.
That's what you're trying to save the whole time, though.
Yeah, I know, but, like, you gotta think. If you have 30 fish dying by trash, or 10 fish dying by removing the trash and putting something there, what one's better?
Yeah, I mean, that's just a moral question,
I know.
I guess.
Like,
but,
I mean, I'm sure there's ways you can make it. So,
I mean, it is a good idea. It's a great idea.
I mean, I'm sure they have ways where there's probably no fish that even get in there. Like, if they do, it's very rare.
Probably. I mean, and it's a good idea. I mean, as long.
I mean, it's it's super hard to do something like that when you're trying to collect trash, and you just got a bunch of fish, just going in there. Like, you don't want that.
I mean, yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's kind of. And I'm sure it's not I haven't even seen the thing, honestly. You have a picture of it?
I'm gonna try to find it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's always been a lot of the hair soaks up oil.
Oh yeah,
oil spills.
Yeah, they get like hair balls or whatever, and
that's crazy.
They like wrap them up. I don't know how, and they just like throw them in the.
Yeah, just
like
soaks
an oil
it
spill.
up. Well, because your hair naturally does collect oil, but it's just kind of crazy someone thought of that.
I have.
There's a lot of. I mean, there is so much trash in the ocean. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you don't see it when you're on cruises and stuff like that.
Because it's all in the rural areas.
It's in really weird places, and it's in bunches, and when it's
all just together, like it all just be like on a beach or whatever.
I mean, I never throw things away at the ocean. I mean, like if I have trash, I have a bag for it. And it's one thing to like bury it in the sand. I feel like that's at least better than putting it out in the ocean. Like I still wouldn't say bury your trash in the sand, but it's better than throwing it somewhere.
Well, yeah, it's way better. I mean, you could burn it. Honestly, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways. Yeah, there's a lot of dumb ways that we get rid of trash that are probably not very effective.
No, they're probably not effective.
Well,
I mean, burying it's not bad.
Burying it isn't terrible, but I'm sure it's polluting the ground everywhere on there, and you'll never be able to use that ground. Yeah. And it smells so bad. I mean, and burning it, you got to worry about people saying stuff about the ozone.
Yeah, and all like
that. And that's probably true. I'm sure that's a lot of
super bad for it.
That's probably really bad for it. They talked about like taking it out into space, but that gets expensive.
I can't find a picture of this.
I mean, you could literally just fly it into the sun. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that would probably be a thing.
Trash you'd have to put into that though, and just fly it somewhere into the space.
How do you spell ocean? I'm just sitting here trying to do it.
Oh my god!
I don't know why I didn't know that, but like, I just couldn't figure it out for some reason.
That is amazing.
I was trying to find it, the ocean cleanup thing, but I just don't know.
Remember when Doug locked his keys in his car and couldn't get to his apartment? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Oh my god.
I wish I could find this picture. It's kind of annoying me.
Why don't you go on Google?
Because I've seen it on Reddit.
I'm sure you could find it on Google. Here we go, guys. We're all going to be on our phones here.
I'm trying to find the trash cleanup thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Let's see. Is it this?
Let me see. No.
I don't even know what that is.
No, it was literally just like a trash can. It looked like a trash can just like floating on the water. I wish I could find it, man. It's kind of annoying.
I think we could clean up the oceans if we were... I mean, there is so much. There's so much ocean out there. It's nuts. Here, let's see what else we got to talk about today. If you want to look, you can keep looking. I found this bed. What is that?
Doug sent me this picture. It's an Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Is that
Always Sunny in Philadelphia poster, and it says, "Found this bad boy today at work."
I don't even know how you do that.
Is that even Doug's house?
I doubt it. I don't know. He said he got locked out of his apartment.
Yeah. Today?
Yeah.
Just now?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't. He locked his keys in his car.
My God, dude. Seriously?
In other news, we got a trademarking issue. I don't think I told you about this one, but the Ohio State University is really, it's known for being called the Ohio State University, and they want to trademark the word "the."
That's retarded.
That's
A
stupid.
lot of people did that. Like, there's just one reaction channel. What was it? What was it called? I don't remember what it was called. A really big reaction channel on YouTube, though. They got like 10 million subscribers. And they were trying to trademark reaction videos. So, if you were reacting to a video, or you had reaction in the title or whatever, they could copyright it and take your money.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people try to do.
That's what, like, that was a huge thing back in the day. They were
I remember the first one that I could remember was Paris Hilton. She tried to copyright That's Hot.
That's hot.
That there was so many
You
jokes about that.
shouldn't be able to copyright a word, just
No.
like skate.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be able to copyright a word or even two words. I mean, like, I guess
it's
two
like
words.
a franchise, but like,
Yeah, it's different, but I think there's its place. You shouldn't be able to copyright the word the.
no, you shouldn't.
That makes no sense.
No, it makes zero sense.
Like right there, the game of life. Life. I don't even think you should be able to copyright that.
it's probably called the game of life.
Yeah, and then there's sorry, but that's with an exclamation point. See, like, that's tough. But to copyright the word the University of Michigan actually went on their Twitter, and because what Ohio State did is they wrote the in big letters and then it had their logo, and they tried to copyright it, didn't work. So Michigan today went on their Twitter or whatever or Facebook and whatever, and they wrote of because it's the University of Michigan, and they put their yeah. I'll just have to see if I can. I might have to link that one in the description too. That one's kind of funny. So Cashew and I are big Blink-182 fans as well. I think the weird thing is that we both have the same favorite bands. I mean, obviously we listen to different types of music, but our two favorite bands are pretty much the same.
I haven't listened to Blink-182 in a long time, to be honest.
I was gonna say the same.
Pretty much just the Beatles.
Yeah, that's how I've been lately. Really, I think Blink's a band that you have to be in the mood to listen to, and then they have their runoffs of Plus 44, Boxcar Racer, Angels and Airwaves, Simple Creatures, and all those fun ones. And then now you got Matt Skiba, and we can't be counting that. He's a fill-in member, even though he's
a fill-in member.
I mean, no offense to him, he's doing a good job. I don't think he's terrible, but he's not a great fit. I mean, it makes no sense to have a guy in a band that sings about vampires and darkness and all that stuff to come sing for a pop punk band that sings about fucking dogs in the ass. I don't know. I mean, I love Blink, but and nothing against them. I mean, California was a great album. Love California.
Yeah, that was a great album.
And I'm sure this album's not gonna be that bad either. But I mean, you picked the wrong guy. And it's not his fault, and it's not really their fault. They had to do it, but it's just...
Well, yeah, when you don't have anybody else, and you have one guy, I mean, you might as well pick that one guy.
So who would you pick? Do you have anybody that you could think of?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Could
you imagine?
That'd be awesome.
I mean, if I had to honestly
Ringo on the drums.
think... Who... I mean, maybe Billy Armstrong, but of Green Day... I don't even know about that, though. I don't even think he likes them.
You think so?
No,
everybody likes... Oh, you talking about Blink?
Yeah.
I was going to say everybody likes the Beatles.
Oh, everybody likes the Beatles. If you don't, then you haven't listened to them long enough.
No, exactly. Everybody will listen to the Beatles. They'll listen to like one or two songs. They'll say, oh, this music's shit. Everyone, I don't want to listen to it.
Well, I think I did the same thing. I heard Yellow Submarine the first time. I thought, is this it? It wasn't. It was nowhere near what they sound like.
No, they got so many different songs. As soon as you actually learn, you sit down and actually listen to them and learn stuff about them, actually dope.
Yeah. And, no, they're really good. And I could sit here and talk about Blink, or the Beatles all day. But, number 9, the album 9 by Blink-182 will be their 9th official album, according to the band, because that's where they get the name from, is 9.
What's the album called, 9?
Yeah. And it doesn't say 9 anywhere on it. But if you go 1 plus 8, that's 9.
Wait, let me see.
9, 2.
Huh? What are you doing?
Do you want me to unplug this?
I guess. It doesn't matter.
I just wasn't going to read.
Oh, okay. Blink 1 plus 8, that's
9.
That's badass, actually.
41
minutes long.
Well, they came out with 4 singles. The first of which was "Blame It on My Youth," which met some huge criticism. I mean, and it wasn't that bad of a song. It just takes a while to grow on you.
That album's coming out soon.
Yeah,
It's
September
coming out
20th.
next month. It's like, what, 36 more days? Something like that.
Yeah.
36, 37 more days.
Yep, Blink's coming out with that, and they've just... Okay, so here I have the order. Blame It on My Youth, May 8th. And that... I mean, nobody thought that they were going to release this many singles. 4 singles is a lot. And, I mean, I guess maybe some people...
I wish they would just, like... I wonder how many songs they have on the whole album.
Oh, they have it. I could actually...
They have all, like, every single
track
song?
listing. They have 15 songs.
Can you see all the names?
Yeah. We can go through First Time, Happy Days, Heaven, Dark Side, Blame It on My Youth, Generational Divide, Runaway, Black Rain, I Really Wish I Hated You, Pin the Grenade, No Heart to Speak of, which I think is going to be badass just off the name, Ransom, On Some Emo Shit, Hung Over You, and Remember to Forget Me.
Huh.
So yeah, if you want to look at that. I kind of want to see some. They've got a bunch of writers on there. Usually Blink is all about having the band write, and then that's about it. Maybe having a guest musician or maybe the producer help, but holy crap.
There's a bunch of people.
There's a bunch of writers.
There's like 5-6 different writers for all of them.
Yeah, let's see. So you got Hoppus, Barker, and Skiba. Those are all there. Those are all, your normal people. And then you got John Feldman, who produced their last album. So if John Feldman's on it, that makes sense. He's their producer. But you got... Okay, this one has Pagnota, Hollander, and Matt Malpass. Hopefully I'm saying those names right. And then this one's got 3 different people. And this one's got 2, this one's got 3, this one's got 3. I mean, there's a bunch. It's kind of crazy. So we'll have to see how it turns out. Because, look, if you look at the Happy Days, which came out not too long ago, had 2 extra writers. Dark Side had 1, which I feel like Dark Side was the best one.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to that song actually a lot now.
It's good, and I think it's because...
I think, honestly, that one was my favorite of all of them they've released so far.
That's how I feel. Well,
And
it's
then
because
Blame
of
It On My Youth would be the second one.
Yeah, Skiba, they let Skiba do his thing. Blame It On My Youth was written by 3 different people, not including Blink. And so was Generational Divide.
It's kind of weird how you have like 6 people all writing a song.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess they probably
It's
just...
not weird, but like it's... You would think it'd be all original. Most people do that.
I mean, always you're going to have a producer saying something about it. And you could argue that the producer being part of it is him writing, so you can add him as a writer credit. But when you get that many people, you start to think, did they even write this at all? Mm-hmm. Or did they just have someone else write it for them? They just put their name on it.
Exactly. Could have just paid him to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I doubt they did. I'm sure they all helped on it, but...
So, I think this album could potentially be almost a bridge between what they should have had after Neighborhoods. It's kind of weird. And obviously, out of everything they've done, it's hard to really say where they're going to go with it. Because every single one of those songs was different, so...
Yeah, I feel like the whole album's going to be completely different. It's just going to be like a... They're all going to sound familiar, but like...
I just hope...
They're all going to sound different.
I just hope that the best song wasn't the single.
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel like that's exactly what I was kind of thinking, too. What
if the best song's a single, the album's going to be a flop. If the best song's not a single, then it has a lot of potential, because Dark Side was a good song. And honestly, they were all good songs. A lot of people are expecting to go into this and think, oh, this is going to be old Blink, because that's what they said. It's 2019, guys. 2004 is over. The Untitled album was, nearly 15 years ago now? It's not going to happen. And it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, the band's completely changed now.
Do you want to hear another Untitled
album? I've heard that's what this one's going to sound
That's what,
like.
But I'm saying, would you want to hear it?
I wouldn't mind it.
Not word for word or anything like that, but similar that it sounds exactly like it, produced the exact... You would like that?
I wouldn't mind it.
I don't think I would either, but I think at the same time you got to grow as a musician, or people are just gonna be like, okay,
it's the same stuff.
It's just the same. That's when you get something like... That's why people don't like Nickelback.
Well, Nickelback's badass. I mean, he's not dead yet, so we don't have a problem with Nickelback. If that makes any sense, what I just said.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Got no beans.
Think about Kurt Cobain.
Oh,
They're pretty much the same person. They look the same.
They do not.
They look pretty much the same.
He looks like somebody else. He looks like somebody else too. No, I mean I guess I could. He's got long hair, a little bit of facial hair. They're the same person.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same person. What if Kurt Cobain was literally Nickelback this whole time? Kurt Cobain killed himself, turned into Nickelback, made music as Nickelback. I'm telling you, we might have a story right here. We might be coming on to something right here.
You heard it here first, people, on the Mr. Postman podcast. Cashew, tell the people what's going on.
I think we're on to something, guys. I really do think we're on to something here. I forgot what we were talking about.
Kurt Cobain.
Oh, yeah, Kurt Cobain. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Kurt Cobain,
Jesus.
I mean, Kurt Cobain, you got to think, he killed himself with a shotgun. I mean, that's pretty easy. Like, you could fake your death like that super easy. I mean, there's rumors that, they
have pictures of his body.
They used a clay model of his body and everything. Made it look super real.
So the police were in that?
Yeah. Police probably weren't even,
Yeah, they probably weren't even there, just people in costumes.
I'm just saying, like, that easily could have happened. And then Nickelback comes out of nowhere, huge off his first album. Nickelback was huge on his first album. Like, I mean, all you gotta do is get a haircut, get some facial surgery and everything.
Oh my god.
Comes out, Nickelback. Nickelback's got some great songs. Some great songs, everybody.
You're gonna piss off the Nirvana fan club.
But, like, I'm just saying, though, like,
actually,
I like Nickelback, but
I don't even care if anybody likes Nickelback or not. Honestly, like, so many people get that's another thing. So many people get so mad about this whole Nickelback thing. Like, I mean, why are you mad at Nickelback?
Nickelback did nothing wrong.
I mean, like, okay, if you want to talk about a band that sold out, I mean, they sold out from pretty much the very beginning. They were already a pop band. What do you mean sold out? I mean, like, if you don't like those songs they're singing, look at all country music.
I've heard he reused a lot of his lyrics.
Everybody does.
In Nickelback.
Everybody does.
But, like, I've heard, like, Nickelback songs were just, like, he would take, like, 3 of his songs and then just put them in together.
Who cares? If people listen to it, then whatever. I mean, if people like it, then people like it. I mean, you can't even... What is there to argue on that? If people like it, then why do you care?
Yeah, doesn't make much sense at all.
I mean, it was a huge meme. I feel like that's why. People do not think for themselves anymore. And what they'll do is they'll be like, well, I don't like this, so nobody else can like it. And they'll be like, you like Nickelback? And they'll try to guilt trip you into it. It's like a high schooler thing. People are still in high school after they've reached adulthood. It's crazy.
It's pretty fucking funny.
I just don't understand how people can be like that. You know, that actually kind of brings me on another point. Faking your own death. How many people... I mean, just think about
all the time.
People probably do that, but you don't know which ones do it.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you. I mean, there's Tupac. There's, Biggie.
Tupac, Biggie are definitely still alive in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, they're in Cuba. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're still alive. I guarantee you Kurt Cobain's still alive.
I mean, realistically, though, there probably are celebrities that died
and
that don't even have that conspiracies about them. Or even just, like, anybody in general. Just somebody's had to done it.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Somebody's had to done it.
And there's just probably somebody out there that faked their death that we just don't know is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts for me to think about. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of the time, like, I would say almost 100% of the time, somebody definitely died.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying that this is...
sometimes, but, like...
But there's definitely times where people, like, probably millionaires, like Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone thinks he's either still alive, and they just switched him out, or he's dead, and the Clintons killed him.
I mean, he could just be alive right now, and the Clintons have him tied up in in their basement. You never know.
No, literally, that's possible.
Like, not tied up in their basement.
Honestly,
they could have him held captive.
Honestly, I don't know much about the story, but in theory, that could happen all the time.
Hillary Clinton's just sitting there with, like, a whip or something, like...
Tell me the truth!
Telling him, tell me the truth, whipping him if he doesn't tell him the truth. You can't do this. They just sit there and torture him.
Well, I mean, they're the ones that did it with him.
Well, they were like, allegedly. We told you not to...
We told you not to talk.
Told you not to talk.
Told you not to get caught.
Told you not to get caught. We told you what would happen.
But, I mean, that's so nuts. You just don't know. There's so many weird things like that in the world where you just don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm. all the time. You probably never will either.
I mean, there's conspiracies that have come true. The NSA spying on people, that had been a thing for a long time.
Yeah, that's a real thing, too.
That's a real thing that happens. Probably still to this day.
There's probably a government agent listening to us right now. Listening to us talk.
Hello, Agent Schroeder.
Like, I guarantee you, like, there's probably, like, a building and, like, you ever seen that one episode of South Park where Cartman joins the NSA and it's just this huge building? Like, what if that actually had that and there was, like, thousands and thousands and thousands of workers
does
like, all over, like, even, like, all over the country, and they just listen to every single conversation they read, every text message. They see every single little
they have
thing.
From what I've heard, they have basically they scan your emails. They'll scan somehow. I'm sure they have some type of technology. They have infinite money. You can basically say hire somebody to be like, hey, make this for me. And be like, I can't make it. And then they pull Steve Jobs and say, how about I give you $10 million? And then yeah, and that's probably what happens. But like, okay, but there's actually, from what I've heard, they basically scour people's emails for keywords. And then from there they probably get censored. Or not censored, but
kind of like what happens with YouTube. Like, YouTube looks out for certain words.
Yeah, if YouTube can do it, YouTube can do it, you think the government can't do it?
Oh yeah, the government probably has.
You think the government doesn't have some way to check everything they want?
I mean, you gotta think, if you're pretty much the U.S. government, you could pretty much get whatever technology you want. If you want a technology developed, you can have somebody develop it.
Yeah,
like, that's the crazy thing.
I know, and it's
like if the technology doesn't exist, that's because no one has invented it yet.
Yeah.
If you're smart enough, people can just do that.
Yeah, and it's not even just America. That's a scary thing, is that Russia could be doing this. China could be doing this. The UK is probably doing this. Israel might even be doing this. I mean, there's countries with tons of money. I mean, they might not be able to do it perfectly, but you give someone enough money, you're like, hey, bud, I know you're a smart guy. I know you got a team of people that you can work with. Why don't you make me a program that scours the email for every Hello Kitty ever?
Yeah.
Just like, what?
For every Hello Kitty ever.
Everybody that says anything about Hello Kitty in an email gets pulled up on a list in Saudi Arabia.
Like,
these people must be dealt with. No. I mean,
there's a bunch of Hello Kitty searches in the U.S., but it's like a bunch of little dots in the U.S. Like, it shows a map of like where all the Hello Kitty searches are.
What do you think?
And
the
like
most are?
everywhere in the world, there's like a couple dots and everything. Like Japan, there's a couple. U.S. is a couple and everything. And then you just see like Saudi Arabia, the whole country is just completely red.
No, I mean that's probably what you'd see in like Japan, South Korea,
and Saudi Arabia for some just for some random reason. No reason at all. Just some random country. It's just. Everything there is about Hello Kitty. Everybody there loves Hello Kitty, but like nobody says anything.
Nobody says anything about it. Jeez.
That's pretty awesome, honestly.
Yeah. That's so crazy. I mean, okay, so I was at 125. Had just played a show in Lansing, and Doug comes up with his friend Jacob, and they're eating mushrooms.
Really?
And they're like. They said something about smoking them or something.
What?
Yeah, and
people probably think you can do that.
No. Okay, so this is okay. For one, I doubt you can do that because it's like plant matter. It's not like weed. I don't think it's the same thing.
No, it's like smoking grass. Like
no. Okay, but no, it's not shrooms. It's a specific type of mushroom. It doesn't give you a high.
Oh, it's the regular.
It's like a superfood though.
Oh.
And he said they smoked it. And that he felt like he had a lot of energy afterwards. And all I could think is, I don't believe that is possible. You can't...
What if it is?
I mean, maybe. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not going to say for sure that I'm right, but I don't think you can smoke I know you can't get the nutrients from it.
I mean, what if you grounded it up all the way to like a powder form?
Right, but then
it would taste
when
like
you
shit, though.
When you apply heat to something like that, for one, it loses all its nutrients. Two, I don't even think you can get nutrients through smoke. I don't think that's possible. I could be wrong.
Sense, dude.
But, but there are things that you can get because obviously when THC is broken down into smoke, even at certain temperatures, it has different effects. That's where you get CBD from. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, weed technically is a plant.
Yeah, but it depends on like what are you getting from it. I mean, I'm sure you're getting something. You can smoke just about anything. I'm sure you get
gotta
something.
think if you're
from it.
smoking weed, like you get feelings from
THC.
that. You're smoking anything, you get feelings from that. Like why you probably could smoke a plant. You probably could get smoke and it might do something to you. You never know.
Yeah, you never know unless you actually research it, what's gonna happen.
Or you just do it yourself. I mean, we could do a whole podcast where we just get
smoke these mushrooms.
We get like 10 different things. We get like mushrooms, grass. We just get like a bunch of just weird,
Breaking
like, exotic
news.
things.
Breaking
and we
news.
Smoke them.
Trevor and Cashew die horrifically.
That's what I'm thinking. We should just smoke a bunch of random things.
I would actually be down to try to do what he did.
Yeah.
Well, because it clearly didn't hurt
Find
him.
exactly what kind of mushroom.
Yeah, I want to do a podcast and just do that.
That's a great idea.
We'll get Doug on and we'll have him do it, and we'll have his friend Jacob come on.
That's
They said that it gave him energy. I don't know how.
Wait, did Doug do it?
Yeah.
When did he do it?
At the show.
Oh, recently?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I mean, clearly it must be made to do that.
Oh, I kind of want to know now.
I can actually find out what it is. I'll ask him.
Yeah, you should find out.
And we'll do a podcast on it.
That is awesome.
That's a good idea.
That is a great idea.
Let's see what else is going on in the world today. It has been a very slow news day today.
Yeah, there wasn't really much news.
I'm sure the next time we do this, there's going to be a ton of things going on.
Like, usually there's a bunch of stuff going on right now, but really it's just kind of dead.
Oh, you know something that obviously we haven't talked about? Hold on. Is this new? Epstein accuser Jeffery I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Sues Epstein's estate, longtime associate, and staffers. Yeah, I would. He's not going to defend himself, that's for sure. Anybody that wants to come out now.
Ooh, right here. This is perfect right here.
What's that?
Oscar Mayer has a new product.
What is it?
They came out with an ice cream flavor called...
We are not sponsored by Oscar Mayer.
No, they came out with hot dog flavor.
Hot dog flavor ice cream?
Hot dog flavor ice cream sandwiches.
Oh.
Oscar Mayer releasing a hot dog ice cream made with actual hot dog bits.
That's not
They're
real.
tweeting about
That's
it. They're
not
tweeting about it. The
no
official
way.
Oscar Mayer.
Is it August?
10 hours
April
ago.
1st?
Hashtag, or it says, enter for the chance to win a box of Oscar Mayer ice dog sandwiches.
What?
It's an actual thing. It's on their official Twitter. They're verified.
It's a giveaway. I'm sure they're only making a few of them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're only making a few of them.
That's crazy. There's just stuff that happens.
They tweeted out this too. It says, "Yes, this is real. Want to try it? DM us to find out how."
I might do it.
Candied hot dog bits, hot dogs, sweet cream.
There's only 77 likes on
a
this.
Cookie bun.
Tweet Oscar Mayer ice cream plus giveaway to enter for a chance to win. All right.
I'm gonna DM them.
All right, guys, we're gonna do it right now. What was it again? What was the hashtag? I forgot it. Oscar Mayer ice cream.
Wait, what are you trying? It's hashtag Oscar Mayer ice cream. The ice dog sandwich.
This is ridiculous.
I figured it was gonna be a bot that responds back, but really fast. But I guess not. I really want to know how to try this now.
I said, please, I need this to survive.
Want to get your hands on our ice dog sandwiches? Our Wienermobile will be in New York City.
That's so crazy.
Could you imagine if we should do that?
What?
We should do a podcast where we we go to New York or something just to do this. That would
just
be
to do. Wait, do what?
Just get an Oscar Mayer ice cream dog. Go all the way to New York.
Is that an actual thing that they're selling?
I don't think they're selling it, but they're talking about it everywhere. It's been a thing for a while, actually.
That's really weird.
I mean, it's since August.
Hmm.
It's they're selling it in New York, a lot.
I mean, New York's not that far away. We could actually make the trip out to New York just to get some Oscar Mayer hot dogs.
That's what I'm saying.
We'd have to find some on-the-go equipment because we couldn't set up like this, but just on the streets of New York doing a podcast.
I really want to try it. Could you imagine? How would that work? You would win a giveaway. They're just gonna send you ice cream sandwiches of hot dogs.
How would they do that without it? I mean, that's a weird thing to do. And you're gonna eat it, and it's gonna be terrible.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can't really sell it. You can't.
They're like candied hot dogs. I feel like it's actually really. I feel like I think that's a picture of it right there.
What?
That's the ice cream.
I would definitely try it.
It looks.
I'm
good.
open to try just about anything once. I mean, Oscar Mayer, please sponsor us.
It says, for our curious taste buds, here are the delicious ingredients for Oscar Mayer's ice cream.
I would talk about this on this podcast every day. I would push this product like it was my own child.
It says,
wait a second.
It says candied hot dog bits, hot dog sweet cream, spicy Dijon gelato, and a cookie bun.
Hold on. Let me look at that again. Candied hot dog bits. Like, what is even in that? Hot dog sweet cream. I'm sure that mustard was already in ice cream before.
Mustard?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's mustard.
That is crazy.
All right, we're at an hour. Do you want to keep going?
We're already at an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. I don't have any problem. I don't have nothing going on today.
It's up to you.
All right, we'll go on for a few more, maybe 10, 20 minutes. See what we can do.
Gotta find something to talk about. Dude, that ice cream, though, I want to try that.
Yeah.
That giveaway?
I would actually try. Yeah, you should do it, because I just did it. Yeah, you guys, if you haven't already, go on Twitter and don't do that competition, and I'm not going to tell you how.
Yeah, don't do it. It just gives us a
because I'm trying to win, and I don't need your competition.
That looks super good, though.
Oh, okay, yeah, I wrote this down earlier. Let's see if I can find it. I'm not even going to mention it until I find it, because it's really messed up. Where are you? There was a senator that said something that was really messed up. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm going to click on this article and I'm going to read it off some of it. It's U.S. Representative Steve King. This is a direct quote. If not for rape and incest, would there be any population left?
Makes no sense.
What does that mean?
Literally makes no sense.
I mean, yeah, of course, there's probably people that unknowingly are like fifth, sixth cousins, but that's so far down the road that it's. I mean, like you talk about, like if he's talking about like on accident, and you're like seventh, eighth cousins, like way down the road, like your most common ancestor was 700 years ago.
How the fuck are you gonna know that?
Yeah, you wouldn't know that. I mean, and I'm sure that happens all the time, and I'm sure it happens way more than people think.
Oh yeah, honestly.
But that's rape? What? Do you really think that that's the biggest portion of our population? Just yep, I'm a rape baby. That's not a thing.
Rape baby.
And incest. Do you what? If someone is incest, they're gonna have a lot of issues, and eventually they're not even gonna be able to populate. Their bloodlines most of the time die off because, for one, those kids. I mean, it's not their fault, but they've got problems hearing. Some of them will be born blind. If you look into the royal family of England, you get some really messed up people because they're marrying their cousins.
Yeah, and pretty fun. Is that what they do in England?
Yeah, to keep the bloodline going.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the times back in the day, I don't know if they still do this, obviously, but back in the day, in like the way back day, even like in the 500s and all the way up to like probably the 1800s, and I'm sure it still happens occasionally, they will marry someone that's a distant cousin, or probably even closer than that. I don't have the exact fact or thing for it, but that's a thing that happened. There was I want to say there was a king that was born and had so many health issues, and he had like the mind of a 12-year-old. It's because of incest.
I believe it.
So what did this guy say? U.S. Representative Steve King told the West Side Conservative Club on Wednesday that humanity might not exist if not for rape and incest. What if we went back through all family trees and just pulled these people out that were products of rape and incest? Would there be any population of the world left if we did that? What is he talking about? What? I mean, if those people didn't exist, then the people that would be left would be people that aren't aren't products of incest.
Smallest key?
How does that make any sense?
I mean, it's like such a small population too. Like, there's no way the whole entire population is,
Well, if you never had the incest children, I don't even know what to call them.
It pretty much all started out with incest.
Right, but what I'm saying is he's basically saying that the entire world is incest and rape.
No, it's not.
It's not, and I guarantee that the statistic of...
Where's the senator from?
I think it's said right here. Oh, Iowa, it looks like.
Iowa, yeah, kind of.
Hold on, is he from Iowa? He said it in Iowa, so I'd imagine he's from Iowa. We got my smallest key
just scratched me.
Let's see. I'm trying to scour this.
This key is not happy with me right now.
It's not the baby's fault for the son of the father, the mother. He said he's trying to back himself up. He fucked up and he kept going. I mean, oh my God. In the hours after his remark to the breakfast meeting, he was condemned for his comments. Democrats condemned his comments, including those running for president as well. Some Republicans, I would hope everybody would. I mean, like, that's not even just like a Republican thing. That's just something you say if you're stupid.
This would be a great guest to have on the podcast right here. Everybody, we got my smallest key right here. Thinking about doing a podcast with this key.
This cat was actually... We found this cat underneath somebody's truck. It was in a parking lot, and the truck is... I think it still sits there.
Yeah, the truck, I can see it.
It always sits there.
It's literally sitting there right now. I can see it right there.
Yeah, it always sits there. It just kind of sits there, and no one goes in or anything. I don't know who owns it, but this cat, who at the time was a baby...
A kitten.
Yeah, just a little kitten. And I heard meowing from Cashew's room, and I looked outside, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And I eventually found the source of the noise, but then I couldn't figure out where he was at. He was under the wheel well. He was hiding inside of the truck. And I eventually got him out and took him inside. And then he left and went outside, and we got him back in. And now we have him, and He is
a good boy.
Rubbing against the mic, that was him.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's my smallest key. This key is, This key got lucky.
Yeah, he did.
He is lucky. We saved this key. It's life. He's a good boy, though. He is a good boy.
Yeah, he was a little angry for a while.
He's my smallest key.
He's a little kid, he was afraid of everything. And then he went through his little
Remember when we always locked this key up? When we first got that key, when we had the key in the cage?
Yeah, we had to, because if we let him out, he'd freak out. He did not like being... No, he didn't even like being outside of that thing.
No, he didn't. And then he just went outside one day.
Yeah, one day
now he's just always outside.
Yeah, cats are weird.
Smallest key doesn't even go far, though. Smallest key literally just stays
He could leave if he wanted to. That's how all cats are. Like, as long as you treat a cat well, they're not going to leave.
Because he is my smallest.
But they will. If you actually, like...
He's a good boy.
There's people that like abuse their animals, and if they get out, they'll run. They're like, no.
Yeah, they'll just fucking...
I mean, animals are smart. Cats especially are a lot smarter than people give them credit for. Maybe not this guy.
This smallest key is a good boy, though. This is the definition of a good boy.
I see cats doing some really dumb things, like just sitting out in traffic.
Yeah.
I can only think if there's one cat that does that.
Do you remember that one cat you used to have at your house? I don't remember. What was that cat?
Oh, the incest one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there'd be no cats without incest. He did it again!
You had a bunch of dumb cats at your house.
Yeah,
I just remember one of them, like, jumping up on one of your drawers, and it, like, opened it. It was just stupid as fuck. Like, it jumped up and just opened the thing, and it was, like, holding on to it.
I had cats that would knock over dishes. I had cats that 4 a.m. It sounds more. And you're like, what the hell is that? And you look out in the kitchen, the living room, and there's cats just doing laps around it for no reason. Like dogs do it too. They'll be on the counters.
Wait, running around what?
They'll be like running around like on the floor, just running in circles around the room. And then they'll just be clawing at shit. And it's like, I mean, I love cats, but that's so annoying. Just running everywhere.
Smallest key. I haven't seen that smallest. Just look at this smallest key.
He's a good boy.
Doesn't care.
I think I might wrap it up. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, I feel like we've pretty much exhausted our talking points here. We are going to be making probably a lot more of these. I'm gonna try to get it. I have to get some more equipment so I can go out and take this on the road. But I had some interest from. Actually, I'm not gonna say who I had interest from because I kind of wanted it to be a surprise.
Yeah. Pretty badass.
But anyway, guys, thanks for coming out and listening. If you made it this far to the Mr. Postman podcast, and we shall be back. And make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Check out the Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. I haven't made them all yet, but
it'll probably be Mr. Postman.
I'm sure it'll be made by the
Mr.
time
Postman podcast or something like that.
Something like that. So I'll put the links in the description. And thank you guys for watching. And this is Trevor Thelen and Cashew signing off.